let me, I'm gonna record to be, at least to be able to take some snippets and also to kind of focus on what we want to focus on when we chat. So as a reminder, I want to do another ABM Leaders Group channel panel.
Yep.
And you gave me, I have your dates, and so I'm just gonna I'm running it past some of the folks that to have on the panel. So I'll keep you posted when that'll be, probably June.
Do you need help with, I think you were asking me for people.
Yeah, if you have some people that you like, or either clients or sharp people, I think that would be really helpful.
One thing, just hold on.
And maybe, yeah.
One
And
thing I
if there's
just
other
published.
speakers at the CMA thing, if you want me to promote their presentations or get them something, I'm happy to do that.
Shit. So I just put this together
Oh, cool.
a month back, but
Cool.
this is kind of the, leading voices, many of them, on the channel side of things.
Wonderful.
So when you're ever thinking panel, I mean, you should be connected to all these people.
Wonderful.
And introduce them to ABM,
The
introduce
first
them
one's Robert Glaze. There's a grid.
What's that?
I see a grid.
Yeah, so I mean, there's
Whoa,
these
how
are in
many are there?
these are in
Over 100
alphabetical
of them?
order. Was that?
How many of them are there?
117.
117.
But this is it. This is the global list of kind of channel partner alliance ecosystem led consultants,
Wonderful.
around.
Wonderful. So I'll reach out to them, and if they don't want to be on the panel, they may want to attend the webinar, or actually even attend our chat too, potentially.
Yeah. And without inviting them to the panel, I mean, it might be just a introduction. Make sure you're LinkedIn, because you can click through each of their names.
Oh, wonderful.
The LinkedIn is right on their names.
Beautiful. Good job.
And just go do 117, make sure you're connected to all of them.
Yep.
And then you can even run it by me. You can look at the names, and you can see the size of their companies here.
Oh, number of employees. Yep.
Yeah. And you can kind of get a sense of, who's out there.
Some of them are, so none of these are brands, right? They're all either advisors or channel.
Well, they're kind of the thought leaders. They're the smart people who run their own consultancies that kind of help brands.
Yeah.
If you want brands,
now, yeah, I do want brands. I do want brands, because I want the marketers, because marketers like to hear from their peers.
Yeah, but then you go on a list like this.
Oh, you got another list?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the marketer list. And even the channel partners,
but in my world, this would be kind of the 600 plus leaders of, right from Microsoft and AWS on down to smaller SaaS companies.
There we go. And probably most of them will be familiar with you, whether they know them or not.
Yeah, they'll probably all know me.
Yeah.
If you say that Jay will be on the panel, hosting the panel.
Perfect. Yeah, this is my list. And these, if these are yeah, this is great. This is really good.
You can actually go by company. You can, if you want a handful of, this is the who's who of.
Find by company, find by special recognition. Wonderful.
Yeah. So this is the Fortune kind of 500 view, Fortune 1000 view of. I just had a meeting last week in Europe with Nicole, who's Microsoft's chief partner officer. And
oh my!
Sometimes those are coup d'etats when you can get somebody at a $3 trillion company.
Yeah. So if you have if there are some favorites that you want me to try to specifically go after, happy to do that. Otherwise,
well, it's based on you. Like, do you want to go after hyperscalers? Do you want to go after big SaaS players? Do you want to go after more traditional client server, Lenovo, HP, IBM, Cisco, etc.? It's whoever and then you can drop it by me just digitally. Hey, what do you think of Kate Woolley at IBM? And I'll go, perfect. Kate would be awesome.
Beautiful.
And this will be high level. Like, if you could get that level of player, now they're going to attract a bunch of audience saying, oh, you've got the top people from some of the top companies.
Right. And it's good to get the top ones and then the others will want to follow.
Yep.
Wonderful. Good job. Now these don't have the links to the LinkedIn, but that's okay. I can handle that.
I might have,
It's okay. Oh, it
well,
is. It is there actually. It's on their pages.
it's on their, it's on the page.
Yep, it's got a LinkedIn link and a company
Well,
handle.
that's a big giveaway by them.
They've got a lot of
Let me see, CRN Channel Chiefs
number of
2024.
worldwide channel partners, 160,000. Wow.
Yeah, these are the big dogs.
Wow. Beautiful.
Hold on, Channel
So,
Chiefs. Oh, there's their LinkedIn. Okay, I'm just gonna save you a bunch of work.
oh my,
Transfer of Excel files restricted by you.
by me.
Yeah, I can't send it to you on LinkedIn.
Oh, you can't send it on link. Oh, you can't
Or sorry, I can't send it on Zoom because you
you
turned
can
that
email
off.
it to me though.
Box.net. Hold on.
Or you can put a link in like you did, I guess. But not files, I guess, huh?
File upload.
So I forgot, are you in Florida?
I am Boynton Beach.
Point Beach, nice.
And copy.
I was just in the Tampa area. We for a brothers reunion, we went to some spring training games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
How
old
many do
church
you have?
bars. I have three brothers, so we were all over the place. New York, St. Louis, Tampa, me, Florida,
Nice.
California. Yeah,
All right, so there's the file if you can go grab it from Box.
wonderful. Let me just double.
But
Open
that
this up.
I paid a $5 to go strip that website down into a spreadsheet.
Wow. Yep. Whoa. Wow. Link. Wow. Good work. Okay. And if it makes sense, if I'll append this thing. Oh, it's still building. Okay. Good job. Thank you for that.
All right. Full
Um,
service.
so tell me about your event that you're having. Is this a big speaking presentation for you on the 24th, the CMA?
No, it's the first of, I'm just supporting two of the consultants I have on my list there.
Okay.
So one's Amy Bailey and the other one is Catherine Rose. And they're trying to pull together, it's a for-profit association. So they're not trying to build another CompTIA. And they see an opportunity to bring together channel marketers, which at the end of the cookie, so much of ABM is going to be revolving around making partnerships and attributing marketing with partners. So ABM is kind of converting into a surround strategy. Like gone are the days where a salesperson's going to outbound, knock on the door, wedge their way in. You're going to get in through the 7 partners that are already trusted by that buyer. You're going to get in via the 7 other things they're going to buy as part of the solution, integration first. You're going to be playing a team sport. So ABM, a lot of ABM now will be creating this, kind of surrounding strategy to the customer. And if I can't cold call my way in, one of the 7 trusted partners could worm me into the next meeting. One of the other integration partners, because they're going to buy 7 layers of whatever they're buying. I could partner with another ISV to get my way in. There's so many other ways to get into the client in a trusted way, not in a true direct marketing or direct selling method. And everything's pointing this direction. The biggest companies in the world, this is what they do. This is why Microsoft has beat AWS for 19 straight quarters in growth, because they surround the customer better than AWS does. AWS up until 2 years ago was a direct selling, kind of Dell-like organization. And what they understand now is, they're getting beat by Google and they're getting beat by Microsoft, 2 companies that are all in channel, wrapping around the customer in the ABM strategy. So this is kind of an inflection point of ABM.
So the key outreach is to those trusted partners, more so than direct to the direct to the client.
Yeah, and there's two groups of them, right? There's the services partners, like the system integrator, the managed service provider, the digital agency, whoever it is that's earned decades of trust in front of that buyer that the buyer would take a bullet for. And then there's the 7 other parts of the deal. Like if you're selling, disaster recovery or something, you're going to be as part of a 7-layer stack with other vendors, some larger, like a Microsoft or Cisco, and some smaller. But you're going to be part of a 7-layer deal. And you either get in on the technology side to become part of the stack, or you get in on the services side. But either way, there's a trust built around that customer. And it's all about partnering. And ABM, a big part of it, and even 6 Sense and Demandbase, I mean, they're moving their applications into these kind of ecosystem views. So it's not just who the buyer is and who the committee is going to be and how to navigate the marketing to them. It's going to be who surrounds them. Who have they chosen kind of as their 7 trusted seats? And how do you kind of join that crew? And you need to do that, with multiple levels of technology. I got a whole stack above me here of companies that do that for a living and allow you to understand who those 7 partners are and how to work better with them, more automated, more repeatable, reliable, scalable way.
So it's to plug into those ecosystems and those companies that are controlling that the combination.
Yeah. So, I mean, if the customer isn't picking up your phone call, if the customer isn't opening your email, they're probably, it's not like they're not that are ignoring you because they're getting 100 other people also calling them. It's the fact that, they put up a defense system, and probably the only way to get to them is through somebody they trust. And so you got to figure out a partner strategy, because you can't just go and ask for a favor. That partner has to make money. That partner has to add value to the client to make themselves money or make themselves more sticky. There's got to be a benefit to them. So you're not just calling favors. You got to kind of build, a partner story, a value proposition for both of you. 1 + 1 = 3. And so, if I'm going through an ABM strategy now, especially at the end of the cookie, now my marketing folks can't just go buy shit from Facebook and Google. There's no early buyer intent signals anymore by the end of 2024. So, who's reading what ebooks and who's listening to what podcasts now goes away. The only way you're going to get access to that buyer intent data in ABM is to go partner for it. Go partner with the guy who wrote the ebook and recorded the podcast. You'll get those buyer intent signals from them if there's a benefit to them as well. Nobody's going to share data with you just for fun. But if there's an actual benefit, financial, benefit to sharing data with you, they will. And so, one of the ways, if they listen to their ebook and they go to your website, if you could share and map and match those things, and you could work together saying, hey, I saw they did this, they did this, they did this. Now I got a group of people. It's a team sport. And now I've seen like 5 or 6 things. We know this customer's in market. We know they're at this stage of the buyer journey. We know we can surround them with ABM, and we got to take it home through ABM, but ABM has to be almost a PBM, partner-based marketing.
That's what I was going to say. So it's a PBM.
And so, but it's still ABM, because a certain percentage of clients, especially older ones, the baby boomer and Gen X are going to be kind of used to the older selling mechanism, which is outbound, inbound, plus demo, plus sales assisted. But you now have 75% of buyers who don't want to talk to a human. That's a Gartner
Sold to.
So, they don't want the old system, and they're getting smarter. They're spending 28 moments getting smarter. That's why account-based marketing is the right approach. But understand that there is a new mode of running those early moments is understanding where they are and who's in that trusted circle, and intercepting those early moments and getting endorsed in those early moments digitally, because again, nobody's talking to humans anymore. And also understand by the end of this year, your majority buyer is going to be a millennial born after 1982. So they have a different psychology, different behavior, different journey. So as a salesperson, how you're selling to a baby boomer is going to be very different to a millennial or Gen Z. And that's obviously a future. It's now the majority. So how I work more digitally, how I interact more digitally in this team sport is going to be everything.
Yeah. So someone said that they don't want to be sold to, they want to be assisted to buy, maybe.
Well, that's it. I mean, they've already spent 28 moments getting really smart. And, maybe there's some, but in some cases,
That means they're doing research on their own. Is that the 28 moments?
yeah. So, I mean, this new buyer, like when you buy a car, nobody just drives to a dealership anymore. There's 365 kinds of car, and you've got to go and watch YouTube videos, racing with a Tesla. You've got to go and read Motor Trend and read consumer reports, talk to your neighbors and friends, go on social media, see what others are doing, because you're not going on 365 test drives. So guess what? You're going to narrow it down. Okay, I want a mid-size SUV. I got to make a decision, electric or gas. And, here I'm going through this whole thing. But once I get it down to kind of 3, I'm probably 20 moments in. By the time I get it down to kind of 3, I might buy. I want a Japanese mid-size SUV blank. That's the first time you actually might go to Toyota, Honda, Nissan's website. Configure, price, quote the car, color it up, put your rims on it, kind of put a roof rack on it, do all the things you want to do. But that's now moment 20. What happened during those first 20 moments? Like Honda and Toyota have to go partner with the YouTube guy now because they can't buy that intent data from Facebook or Google. They didn't really have to do that before because they could just buy the data. We're the products on the internet. When we're no longer the products on the internet and they can't see us navigating through these things, which are early buyer intent signals, you're going to have to go out to those guys that are earning those moments and make a 1 + 1 = 3 with them. So now you're at moment 20. You've got the car. You've got maybe the 3 that you're interested. Maybe you've narrowed it to 2 by that time. You'll go and download the invoice price of what the dealer's paying for the car. You'll go download the back-end rebates that's happening this month versus next month and decide when you're going to buy the car, April or May. And now you're at moment 28. And the majority of people don't ever want to go to a dealership. You've done so much work, just Carvana the car to my driveway and hand me the keys. I know how much I'm going to pay for it. So you don't have to sit me for 8 hours and get me the deal. I know. I know the deal. And I know within $100 what I'm walking out with already. So let's just skip all that. I'll pay you $100 more and just deliver it. Right? So that's it. That's the new buyer. The same thing happens for software. The same thing happens for hardware. The same thing happens for mattresses, any considered purchase. The buyer is so smart, smarter than the salesperson will ever be. And they know what the deal is going to be already. So you got to serve that digitally. And that's why marketplaces are growing at 86% compounded right now in tech. It's because I've done the work and I know exactly the 7-layer stack. I've trusted the 7 people around me. I'm there. So no, I don't need a demo from you. I don't need to go through your bullshit sales process. I know within $100 what I'm going to be spending. I know exactly what I'm getting. And it's also SaaS. I know if it doesn't work, I'm only 30 or 60 days in on the pilot, I can cancel. So that's it. I mean, that's the new world. Like it or not, as a salesperson, you're kind of on the outskirts of that. And unless you can orchestrate those digital moments, all those early partnership moments, unless you're orchestrating that buyer to purchase, you're not going to be able to take credit for the deal.
That's a little scary as a salesperson.
Right. As a salesperson, if 75% of people don't want to talk to you, you've got to still maintain, that you're orchestrating. That's the value you're providing now. You're not the deal closer. You might be the deal orchestrator as long as in your CRM system, you're tagged with the deal. And if it closes, you're going to get paid on it.
Yeah, different ballgame.
Different
So,
ballgame.
real quick. So, as far as AI tools, is that something you've gotten into or you're interested in getting into?
I'm already there. So I keynoted Google Next, AWS, and Microsoft in the last 6 months. We have detailed Gen AI research, right down to the $158.1 billion opportunity for partners. We've made some predictions that it's not a product, it's a feature. It's not going to show up as another thing. It's going to show up inside demand base. It's going to show up inside Salesforce, Einstein GPT. So as a salesperson, it's going to be a new level of capabilities. Gartner just predicted this morning that I think 75% of all outbound communication will be Gen AI by whatever year. So the fact of the matter is it's going to be a new set of tools, but there's no new AI product that you need to buy.
It's gonna be baked in to
Yeah, your
whatever.
Microsoft tools will all have Copilot. Your Salesforce tools will have Einstein. Your whole stack of stuff you use every day will have new buttons and new features beside it. What would have been a email that you would have taken 10 minutes to write is now going to be, hey Bob, saw you were down in Tampa with your brothers, great pictures. Is sucked to see the Blue Jays lose. Oh, by the way, just checking in to see that you've got what you need. That will be AI. And it'll be generated in 5 seconds. And it'll get to the point where a human doesn't even need to reread it. It's just that good.
Yeah, very cool. Good stuff, Jay. I've got some nice snippets I'm going to share with my marketing team. Um, I'll see you next Thursday, same channel. I'm going to invite some folks to attend, so they may be asking questions. But
So you want to go live next Thursday?
well, that's the thing too. It doesn't have to. I was trying to do that for your benefit to promote the CMA thing, but if it's not a big thing for you, we can push it out to later because that'll give.
CMA is not me.
It's not even you. You're just
I'm
there
just
for.
supporting them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my preference honestly is to push us out. I like to have like 4 or 6 weeks. I want to do some promotions.
Well, why
You know,
don't you build an audience? And if you're
yeah,
going to go get other speakers, like on the list I just sent,
yeah,
I mean, you're not going to do that in a week.
that's
So
right. That's it. I want to
get
at least 6 weeks for
get
that.
yourself a set of speakers, get
Yeah,
yourself an audience built. Like you could bring in, several of these I've done have brought in 1,000 people.
yeah,
And then you can kind of come back and support ABM through kind of this new lens.
yeah.
So now you'll bring in sales, marketing, and channel kind of folks
Right.
to have this 2024 inflection point conversation. And we're pleased to be joined by Cisco, IBM, Microsoft, and Jay that are ready to have this conversation.
Yeah. So let's table what
You can
what
also
else.
do like demand base or your demand base or 6sense or whatever. I mean, it would be interesting to have them kind of step into what does the end of the cookie mean? What does this new buyer mean? 75% of them don't want to talk to a salesperson. So what is the digital ABM strategy? How do their tools have to evolve? Given all these things happening now.
The Martech folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
so
that's a whole
that's
different discussion, or is it very similar? It's just
well, it's all the
another
same now. It's
all the thing.
the new buyer is happening this year.
Yeah.
Millennial buyer. You've got the end of the cookie happening this year. You've got this whole team sport. You've got the different psychology and behaviors happening right now. So having an end customer talk about the challenges of that surrounding a client, and then having the technology provider talk about surrounding a client, and then have the analyst kind of plumb in the numbers. Would make it a pretty powerful conversation.
Yeah. So if I can get some in clients, I think that's to be helpful too, huh?
Yeah, and they would be. And again, not everybody's an expert in ABM, and the people on the list that I sent you there probably aren't. So it'll take a little bit of a mastery to figure out how to
And
do that.
what do you want out of this? What can I do to help?
Well, I don't need or want anything. Like I said, I support the CMA just because it's their hearts are in the right place and it's a bigger community. I've supported you over the years because your heart's in the right place and you're driving a really important level of content for raising all boats. And I don't see you making billions of dollars off this, but you're doing this, to give back to the industry. So for me, it's the same thing. It's just, if I can be the numbers guy, if I can be somebody that attracts, hundreds of people to come, happy to do it. And again, it's virtual, so I don't have to fly anywhere.
You could do it
it's
in
an hour of
in
my time.
in your jammies. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's an hour that I wouldn't be doing, customer inquiries.
Yeah,
or
and you
everything else.
shouldn't have to do any prep, and you shouldn't have to do much at all.
All right, so you'll cancel next week and then push it
Yeah.
off, and then we'll be able to properly plan.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's a pleasure.
All right, take care.
Thank you, Jake.
Bye.